You don't remember people that had a profound moment with you. And I remembered you. And I knew when, even later, like this past fall, when Jason was like, hey dude, that's Lil Aspie. And we were like, oh shit, we've been talking about this guy. We need to get him to come fucking jam with us. And that's why I walked up to you. I had to get big balls to come and talk to this kind of pussy. And and I was like, hey man, do you want to come jam with us tonight?
This is Jake.
What up?
What's up? Currently in a Lyft. We're on our way over to Lil Aspie's house right now. And yeah, we're gonna have some fun over there. Get some good shots of Denver, Colorado. Lyft driver's name is Muhammad, and he's awesome. So, Lil Aspie, how were you affected by the pandemic in your practicing for your rap career as well as your stand-up comedian career?
It opened my eyes. The pandemic. Before the pandemic, I didn't know my worth. I knew I wanted to do comedy, but I was more of a clown. People were laughing at me and not with me, and I didn't really respect myself enough. And then the pandemic comes, you have to sit inside all day, and I was like, fuck that. So I started going to underground comedy clubs where people actually cared about the art of comedy, and start having a show at this huge fashion studio called The Void, starting next month on Sundays, and it's going to be an amazing thing, and I'm so gifted to have this opportunity.
Would you say that this new opportunity that's been given to you, do you think that happened because of the pandemic, that people started to take you more seriously?
Yeah, absolutely. There was people out there who there were comedians that were comfortable with the fact that they were on top. So during the pandemic, they did no comedy whatsoever. We were spreading this disease with our comedy, but also they were mad because they were fresh again. And meanwhile, we've all leveled up. So it was really an overtaking of like the rule breakers of the scene and the underground comedians, and now we're rising up and we're creating a scene of our own. My advice is not to listen to advice. You know what's wrong and you know what's right. You know how to do it, and you just get tripped up. So just tell your jokes. Don't get slipped up. Sometimes in the stream of consciousness, they want to confiscate. So don't let that conference hit. Don't let the corporate shit take off instead of everything that you commit yourself to do, because you know what? For the hell of it, life's a bitch, but you're not fucking it, you're staying celibate. So keep your eyes on the prize. Say what's funny, you already know that.
After recording the interview, Lil Aspie recorded a new song about the effects of the pandemic on his music practice. I was able to briefly participate in such recordings. The release of his new song is yet to come.
All the oblong boxes that do love people cry. To jump off church steeples. When they know they can't fly. I have been I have been angered, but the cold, dead eyes of the people I'm talking to.
I am ATZ, music artist here from Jacksonville, Florida.
I'm Jamerson, also a musical artist.
ATZ, how did the pandemic affect you as a music producer?
So I would say that, you know, being forced to be inside all the time kind of, you know, forces you to look inward within yourself. I would consider myself both an extrovert and an introvert, but being inside all the time kind of forces you to look inside yourself. So I think I applied that to my music, our music, for sure.
Brilliant. Okay.
Without the pandemic happening, I think we would have just kind of gone out more and partied more out of the house and away from the studio. But since the pandemic happened, especially right when it happened, we kind of locked ourselves inside, and we kind of just like locked ourselves in the studio, and we just continued to work on music. And it just I guess that kind of made our music better, and it gave us more time to make music.
Would you guys say that there were like any instances during the pandemic that may have affected your ability to perform the most?
It actually was, it gave us some time to prepare to play shows in the future. And then we have a friend of ours who was doing a live stream concert series here in Jacksonville from his venue. He was streaming events. Obviously, everything was shut down, but we have kind of a particular case in the fact that, you know, it gave us time to practice and hone our skills a little bit.
Really find out who you are and what you're trying to accomplish as far as your goals and music and stuff. Really find out who you are and stay true to that. This was a learning experience. You have to really just lock yourself into the studio and just make your art.
Yeah, I mean, I think just as a whole, you know, we have kind of a weird case of you know, our production group, you know, we're all separate artists. There's a few more here that aren't here. Gnarly, Shrine as well. We were all living together in the same house when the quarantine hit. So, you know, I think just as a general rule, you know, we got into our fights with each other, that kind of thing, and that's just because, like, you know, you're locked in with anybody for a certain amount of time. You know, there's going to be some tension. But, you know, that tension made us grow, and, you know, we drifted apart and came back together and all that kind of stuff. But,
whereas I don't think we would have reached those, like, I don't think we would have really done that without the pandemic happening. And I think that's, I guess, the point of the whole, you know, documentary is, like, it brought us together closer than I think we would have ever been without this happening. And we were able to find out really who we were, like, as a whole and individually, and what we were really trying to accomplish. It really made us like tune in to who are we and what are we trying to do, and it really made us like realize all that stuff. So